Creating and listing an NFT was easy, like uploading a picture to social media. With a sleek and intuitive UI made both for experienced traders and new blockchain users. Whether you're a creator or a collector, Sologenic brings you the ultimate low cost to mint and trade NFTs in seconds. Say goodbye to ridiculous gas fees while still trading on a decentralized ecosystem. Creating and listing an NFT was easy, like uploading a picture to social media. With a sleek and intuitive UI made both for experienced traders and new blockchain users. Whether you're a creator or a collector, Sologenic brings you the ultimate low cost to mint and trade NFTs in seconds. Say goodbye to ridiculous gas fees while still trading on a decentralized ecosystem. What if creating and listing an NFT was easy, like uploading a picture to social media? With a sleek and intuitive UI made both for experienced traders and new blockchain users. Whether you're a creator or a collector, Sologenic brings you the ultimate low cost to mint and trade NFTs in seconds. Say goodbye to ridiculous gas fees while still trading on a decentralized ecosystem.
Hello, I can't hear you right now. No. Hello, I can't hear. Hello. 60分の考えたまたま。他们能听到我吧？应该是可以。Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How about you?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the AMA.
Hi, guys. It's a pleasure to meet you guys through online, and it's a very honor to gather to this AMA section with the Sologenic teams. Yeah, it's an honor.
Thank you. Same for me, Jason. I appreciate it.
Yeah. But by the way, where are you guys based right now?
So we're kind of moving around the world right now. I am in Vancouver, Canada, but I travel between Europe and Canada back and forth. But right now,
I see. Okay. Well, that's great because I was been to Vancouver and Europe previously very frequently. Yeah.
Yeah. And you are based in?
Right now, we are based in Shenzhen, but I'm always travel to Hong Kong too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it's best for us to use this chance to do a basic introduction about both our team to the audience. What do you think?
For sure, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, maybe you can start first.
Yeah, so again, thanks everyone for joining the AMA. My name is Reza. I'm one of the core team members of the Sologenic ecosystem. Sologenic was started about 2 years ago, and we created an ecosystem with one goal in mind: to revolutionize asset tokenization and trading on the DEX. And then during our journey, a lot of other things came on. Now we're launching an NFT marketplace, which we're very excited about. I'm glad to be here today, and we're going to go over some questions live with Jason. And so, Jason, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. Well, I think already change, and this is 2017 derivative, which is a perpetual contract, and also we provide IEO to the all those project party need to be raise funds to the BitForex communities. And right now we have around 1 million registered users, around 10,000 active users by daily. And for most of the users, they are coming from Russia, Korea, Japan, and European countries, also from America. So I think 2021 is a really big year for us and also for the whole crypto market. That's why in 2021, we have formed a few new directions and new targets for us and for the whole crypto market. Firstly, we are going to launch our own crypto BitForex capital incubation platform that's able to assist all different high quality with a good size project to develop their technology, build their good size, and also able to get use our resources to support them. And in the same times, we are going to launch our own NFT trading zone too, which means that I'm really looking forward able to form some kind of partnership with Sologenic regarding the NFT sections. And after that, we also going to have this 4-year anniversary coming very soon at the middle of December. So if there's any chance, I also want to invite Sologenic able to participate because this whole 4-year anniversary will be surrounded by NFT and the GameFi categories. Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. It's really nice to hear about all your visions and the roadmap of BitForex. I guess maybe we can start with some of the questions.
Okay, sure. So I'm going to start the first questions. So firstly, Reza, can you tell me us a little more about the Sologenic or Solocoin and what solution it brings to the wider crypto space?
Yeah, absolutely. Just before I start, do you guys see my video okay?
Actually, I think you are pretty lag at the video and your image is freeze, but we can hear you perfectly, I think.
Yeah, we did a full testing before the AMA. Everything was working fine. And then right now, I'm seeing that my video is lagging a little bit. But now I think it's much better.
Yes, now I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So so the Solo coin, basically, with we announced the airdrop of the 200 million Solo coin that were logged, and our intention is to distribute the Solo coin to be used in our ecosystem. We have a lot of plans. Originally, Solo coin was designed to be used only as liquidity across our networks and to be used for market making. But now Solo is much more than just a coin for liquidity purposes. It's going to be used for NFT minting. It's going to be used for token market creations on the Sologenic DEX. It's going to be used for our governance and a lot of other utilities that we have for the Solo coin. And as we move forward, we see more use cases on the Solo coin, and then the team is fast enough and we apply all these use cases to the ecosystem.
I see. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm really true and excited to hear all your plans because right now the whole market, the hot topic will be surrounded by the NFT and GameFi. And also GameFi, a lot of the gaming avatar also related with the NFT and the equipment. So, and in the same time, also we are trying to participate and join this NFT and the GameFi market too. So I'm really looking forward to have the deep partnership with Sologenic. So my second questions will be, can you describe the main feature that distinguish you from other projects, and what competitive advantage do you have?
Yeah, that's actually a good question because the ecosystem we have is broad. We are doing different things in different areas. So let me just explain by telling you the different entities that exist in our ecosystem. So we have a legal entity, Sologenic.com, or the company, a public limited company in EU, who's actively working on obtaining licenses in order to be able to tokenize securities such as stocks and ETFs. So that company essentially will be the legal arm of this whole ecosystem, and is one of the greatest use cases of the ecosystem. The other part is the Sologenic core team, which is basically working on expanding the decentralized trading, the NFT marketplaces, and just do whatever it takes for making the blockchain ecosystem grow and expand the whole Solo use cases and utilities. What distinguishes us from other projects is that, first of all, Solo right now is on the XRP Ledger. It's pretty fast. It's low cost, and Solo was amongst. It was the first token on DX. It was among the first tokens on the XRP Ledger, which optimized its network throughput and all the transactions per second and everything, and applied all that to tokenizations of assets. Now we're using that for the NFT marketplace as well. I think that's one of the key factors that distinguishes Sologenic from other ecosystem and other coins, because we actually have a big active team trying to get projects done, trying to produce products, production-ready products, and we actually have a good user base, which actively we develop different products and provide them to use.
Okay. Thank you very much for the very deeply introductions, and I think Reza have explained very well. And my next questions will be, what is your roadmap and the goal for the futures?
Well, we have a clear roadmap for the ecosystem. And in this roadmap, there are some stealth projects which we're actively working on releasing. But the obvious roadmap for now is the release of the NFT marketplace, obtaining the licenses for tokenization of assets, stocks and ETFs, commercialization of that through SoloNext. And on the blockchain side, we have, once the NFT marketplace is done, we're going to be integrating our governance functionalities, which users can vote on different things on the ecosystem. And after that, we will be announcing our projects, which I think the community maybe got a hint some time ago.
Okay, so what is your room? So I think we just shared your roadmap and the goal for the futures, right? So I think, is there any question for the audience that they might want to understand more details, and that they have any questions we would like to know before we proceed? Okay, so I think there is a questions. Will Sologenic partner will big bank or financial institutions in future?
What's the question again, Jason?
Okay, so let me read again. So from Hensky Zelensky, okay, if I pronounce this right, okay. Will Sologenic partner will big bank or financial institution in future?
Well, if I understand the question correctly, will Sologenic will become a bank? No, we won't. We will not become a bank. Is that the question?
I think so.
Okay. No, I don't think. Well, we have a very clear roadmap, and we know exactly like within the team itself, we know exactly what we're going to be doing within the next few years. And where we're today, we knew what we were going to do today, a few years ago, 2 years ago, right before we started the Sologenic ecosystem. We knew exactly how we're going to have to, put things out and plan for the future. But bank is certainly not one of them.
Okay. Okay, so there's another one from Halo. Will you be entering the metaverse? Okay, I think this question is very related with our current trend and your whole NFT strategies, right?
Yeah, I mean, what I think of the metaverse as, a cool trend that will sure be the future. I personally have this the Oculus, and I love it, and I play around. I go to all these VR chats, and when I look at it, I think, this is the future. This is exactly where the humanity is going to go, right? So it is clear that metaverse, maybe next 5 years, 10 years, 200 years, whatever, it will become and be one of the main things that every human will use. Now, how Sologenic is going to be interacting with the metaverse. So first of all, the NFT marketplace. And as we all know, NFTs are interchangeable with the metaverse. The problem with metaverse is that a lot of different companies are trying to put their own standards, and we don't have like one huge generic metaverse that everything can interoperate. So for example, you have a metaverse by Facebook, you have a metaverse by another company, you have a metaverse completely on the blockchain. And so these are not standardized, and they don't really work with one another. So it's like comparing HTTP with FTP with different protocols on the internet. What we're doing is we're trying to provide the NFT marketplace for the users to be able to mint objects that can be traded on a possible future NFT in our ecosystem. So we will take the metaverse very seriously, and we love the metaverse. So we love the whole concept behind it.
Okay, got it. I think also that since that you are entering the NFT market, definitely I think Sologenic will be entering the metaverse, right?
Well, we'll see if this is one of the stealth projects that we haven't announced yet or not.
Okay. So is there any question from the audience before we proceed to the next questions? Okay, there's another one. So Joey Lee Tilano, what is your plan for Go expansions? Which market does Sologenic focus on currently? Okay, there he also provides his UID. Okay, so let us proceed with the first question. What is your plan for Go expansions?
So our first plan is the airdrop.
Global, yeah, I'm sorry, global.
Yeah, so our first plan is by allowing a larger group of people having access to Solo, we think that will instantly open a whole new world of opportunities for the ecosystem. So if we have more people who have Solo, and if we put products that can be unlocked and used by Solo, that is a massive expansion. And that is on a global scale. We are not specifically focusing on markets, as to say, for example, Asia, Europe, North America. So we're not focusing any specific markets. We're focusing the whole planet. And that's our idea. We're creating all of our products to be multilingual. Our DEX has many different languages. Our NFT marketplace will have different languages. And so these products are intended to be used by everyone. And that's the whole point and the whole goal behind decentralization and the blockchain, so that you don't actually have boundaries. You don't actually have countries better than the other countries. And, you just treat everyone, every citizen on this whole blockchain is the same. And that's exactly what we're trying to do by doing that distribution of Solo.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's the spirit of the blockchain and the metaverse, right? You need
Yes,
to
absolutely.
cut up, you need to
Yeah.
push down all the barriers and make the world flat.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so there's another one, Slate Coil. What are your plans for stopping people from dumping from the snapshot and the distribution? Is there a plan?
Well, I actually do get a lot of like this question. I've seen it being asked in a lot of places, Twitter, Telegram, everywhere. And from what we think, like our perspective is different than people who think about dumping of Solo after the snapshot. We think long term. The reason we're doing the airdrop is not that we want to do pump and people will dump eventually. We want to allow people access to the Solo so that it can be used in the ecosystem. So, I mean, obviously you have people who want to take advantages of some airdrops and they're not really interested in the ecosystem and they don't care about the technology. I mean, yeah, it's better for these people to dump and leave the ecosystem if they're not interested. But we have a lot of plans. And during this month, we are actually going to release some of these plans that will benefit the Solo holders, and why it's not a pump and dump coin, why it is important to have the Solo coin, because of the technology, because of the future, and because what we are going to do right after we do the distribution. So again, I think in an interview, Bob, our co-founder and core member, had done last week, he also mentioned that a couple of secret projects are on the way. I mean, they're not so secret. A lot of people know about them within our company, within our partners. We have been, working on these projects for the past while. And so it's just a matter of us putting that information correctly together and announcing them at the right time. And I think once we announce these, people will see a lot more value in the Sologenic ecosystem than just the airdrop or just dumping the coins right after. And that will certainly change the mindset of people who think right after the airdrop there will be a dumping. That's certainly not going to be the case.
I see. Thank you very much for explaining these questions. I think also that question might be most of the Solo holders is very concerned and interested about. But I also see that recently your price is very sharply on the increased side. Yeah. So congrats on that. So there's another one, Julian the Chicken. Well, that is really cool name. Is it likely there will be any barrier trying to tokenize stocks?
So when we are talking about tokenization, the most important topic is compliance and regulations. So that is one of the only barriers, because technology is growing so fast these days that you have the blockchain, you have a lot of different blockchains actually that are really good in doing tokenizations. We're one of the companies who are using a very specific technology to do the tokenization. And we think it works really well for the use case of stocks, ETFs, and all the assets in the world. And we understand that from the technology point of view, we're doing amazing. We have everything running. We have the asset tokenization platform in a simulation mode already. So users can go and try and see how tokenization works on the blockchain. And we have the on-demand tokenization. So this on-demand tokenization allows anyone to connect. So this is the interoperability that I was talking about. So you have the blockchain. With the on-demand tokenization, you can temporarily exit the blockchain, obtain an asset, bring it back to the blockchain, tokenize it, and trade it. Trade it on the decentralized exchange with full order book, with full charting tools, with 24/7 trading, fast, amazing speeds, lowered costs, no commissions, all that stuff are there to be used. So in my opinion, the only barrier for this is the regulators and the people who don't really understand the concepts of the blockchain. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone, and you, Jason, have probably spoken to a banker, let's say, or somebody from the government. It's very hard for these people to understand how, blockchain can revolutionize existing technologies, like the financial institutions or healthcare or all these technologies. So, I mean, when you talk with these people, they instantly think about cryptocurrencies and some, investments to be gained. They don't really think about the underlying technologies that exist within these blockchains. That's, let it be Ethereum, XRP Ledger, Binance Smart Chain, all that. They don't really care. They only look at currencies and the cryptos, and that's why they're really hard when you speak with them. But that's the whole thing. When there is a revolutionary technology, the hardest job is try to convince people to use it. And now these days, these people, the governments, regulators, they see that there are a lot of people onboarding with all these technologies, with the blockchain and everything, and they're getting themselves ready. I think I lost you, Jason, for a second. Yeah, I think perhaps we lost Jason for.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, so it's very hard to convince these people, but eventually it will be done, and everybody will start using the blockchain and will take benefits.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanations. So we got another one. It's Jamaica. Is your project fully decentralized, and is there some risks of centralization in the future?
That's a great question. We are fully decentralized. There is no centralization point. So especially for NFT marketplace, because there's a lot of talks around how that can be fully decentralized. Some technologies are still on the works by the underlying blockchain, which we're not using, and we're using our own. Like, all of that is fully decentralized. So let's say if tomorrow we were to be down for an hour or whatever, all the technologies will keep running and working on the blockchain. We don't introduce any centralization, and that's actually really good and bad. The good part is that it's decentralized. You don't have any risk. Any users have all the control on the decentralized platform. The bad part is that it might limit you in some ways. There are some certain features that you would like to implement, you can't because of the nature of decentralization. So you will just have to avoid it altogether and say, okay, this feature is cool, but because it might make or bring some centralization into the system, we're just going to avoid it.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much. But well, I think I think there is also a huge connection between the centralized and the decentralized markets, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, centralized is really focused towards a different use cases, I would say. So you have different use cases for centralized. Like let's compare centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. They both need to be there, because if there's only decentralized exchanges, then there's a lot of other features missing. So I think the centralized part will cover the missing features of the decentralization. So it's a trade-off. And with decentralization, you can't have everything you have with centralization, and with centralization, you can't have everything you have with decentralization. But I think the combination of both would be good. So like a hybrid model would be amazing.
Understand. Thank you very much for the explanations. So actually, there's another question from my side. which is since the beginning of November. Also, I think this question is very interested for all the audience. Okay.
Yeah.
So since the beginning of the November, the token price of Solo have risen very sharply, and this trend is still going on. Could you share what achievement have your team has made for this?
Well, two things. One, I am a technical person, and our team is not really looking to increase or decrease or do anything with the prices. So we're just there. We're kind of like manufacturers, if you put it that way. We produce the products, and we expect people to use them, right?
Mhm.
And certainly that creates a sort of a supply and demand, which will essentially drive the price up or down.
Mhm.
Since the November price increase of Solo, I think a couple of things have happened. One is that Sologenic is becoming more mainstream. A lot of
Mhm.
people are hearing about Sologenic and Solo, and people like the idea and the things and the products that Sologenic is doing. So the DEX, we have a huge number of people using our DEX.
Mhm.
Just in the last month, we have had approximately 2 million transactions going through DEX, which is really good.
Mhm.
It's beyond what we have thought when we created the DEX. Like many different tokens are coming on the XRP Ledger, which our DEX is operational, and all these projects are kind of having the sense of counting Sologenic as their home,
Mhm.
so that they can have people trade their tokens, etc.
Mhm.
And a lot of other matters, like the airdrop itself. I mean, it's a really good thing. Once we created the Solo, we locked the 200 million
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
such day that we create enough use cases so that we can
Mhm.
actually distribute this to the whole community. That's why it's called the expansion fund. This
Mhm.
was in the expansion fund, and that's why we released it. And it's kind of a it's growing exponentially. When somebody likes the product, they tell two other friends, and they're like, "Oh, I like Sologenic," and they tell two
Mhm.
other more like their friends. And so now I think the more people understand the concept and the vision and the products that we have, the more it grows over time. And this is just exactly what we wanted since day one.
Mhm. Okay, thank you very much. So, well, there's another one from Mohammed AI Nadi. So his question is, what's wrong with XRP Ledger? What do you think? What do you think it will be fixed soon? Nobody can use the DEX or even transfer XRP or Solo.
Yes, that is a great question, which I've been spending my past 48 hours essentially, working with our team to fix things that have been brought by the underlying XRP technology, XRP Ledger. So the XRP Ledger um, has been designed for fast and super efficient transactions. There's a feature on the XRP Ledger called the trusted or trust lines, and that's what everybody's basically using these days. Sologenic is using it, and every other coin on the XRP Ledger is using trust lines for different purposes, for airdrops, for trading, and for a lot of different matters. So these objects on the XRP Ledger have grown super fast, beyond their expectations, beyond what has been tested before on the XRP Ledger. And um, essentially, there has been a lot of tokens coming up really fast within the past few weeks that has caused this specific issue. That, along with other things, with nodes, with a lot of transactions being submitted through all the applications from Sologenic to other apps, is kind of slowing down the entry point to the XRP Ledger. And for that reason, as I mentioned, for the past 48 hours, we've been working on this. we're bringing our own nodes up. We're actually releasing 2 nodes that we're going to be connecting our systems to be using this infrastructure and nodes. And we're going to make one of the nodes public for the community to use, and we're going to make one private node for our backend infrastructure, which is essentially the scanner and the indexer to use. And hopefully we should be able to release them soon, tomorrow. And in terms of the actual XRP Ledger, will it be fixed? Absolutely, it will be fixed. A lot of people are working around the clock. The XRPL Foundation guys, the people behind the ledger, the programmers, developers, everyone is working around the clock to release a fix on the XRP Ledger so that the current trend can grow and continue.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I think there's I got a question for myself, which is currently NFT is a really excitement area of crypto world. Does your team have plans to leverage NFT marketplace?
Yes. Yeah, we are launching the NFT marketplace.
To leverage, to do the leverage trading?
Oh, leverage trading. Okay.
Yes.
Yes and no. It's very complicated. In short term, no, because of technology, it will be impossible for us to do that. But we love the leverage trading. And that is something definitely we will reach, maybe not next month, next 4 months or 6 months, but it is in the back of our minds to essentially do and reach that point. But it will obviously be decentralized, because one thing we are trying to do is we're trying to focus on the decentralization.
Okay, so I think Mohammed is really big supporter on the Sologenic, and he also suggests that you guys can create your own network, and the Sologenic deserve its own network.
You know, that is a great question, and it just puts me in a bad position because I don't want to answer that question. And I really think we will have an answer for that soon. So I would like the team to kind of do all the necessary work and everything, and any project that we have will be announced. But yes, I think Sologenic deserves a network. I think besides the XRP Ledger, Sologenic is an ecosystem that has a lot of other use cases. So yeah, hopefully we'll know soon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I think that everybody is very support, and everybody is very excited about Sologenic and the upcoming project you guys is going to release very soon, especially based on the current market trends, NFT, GameFi, Metaverse, all this really hot topic. It's making there's a lot of opportunities to build more really value, able to bring the real value to the whole blockchain industries.
Exactly.
So, okay.
I add another thing to this question. So I give you an example. So let's put it this way. You build a house, a 1-bedroom apartment, and then you are a student, you live in that apartment, and then you start your education, you grow, you get a job, and you do a lot of things. You get married, and then there are 2 people living in that apartment. But then you start to have children, and this apartment becomes a little bit small, and then you need different utilities in the apartment. You need a garage, you need a toolbox room, you need laundry, bigger laundry, you need a playroom for the kids. So essentially, as you grow, your use cases grow, and the environment that you live in requires to be upgraded with you as you move on. And that's exactly what Sologenic is in right now. So we are trying to put a lot of other use cases to grow, but our environment and our home also needs to grow with it, as I mentioned. And that is related to the last question.
I see. Well, I think all the audience questions is almost finished, and also finished my questions. So I think maybe let Reza to choose 10 best question member of the audience to reward for good questions.
Okay. Like from the ones we answered, or just we should go now?
I think we should go now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to answer a question from the chat here. And I'm going to answer a question in our Telegram channel. I have my Telegram open here. And so the first person asked me a question on Telegram, I'm going to answer that right now. And then we'll come back to the questions here and we'll find the winners.
Okay, great.
Okay, I promise I have to deliver. When by approximation do you believe staking will be available to US users? So many questions just came. Yeah, so right now on the XRP Ledger, because there is a lack of smart contract functionality, the staking on the decentralized blockchain is not possible. But we are looking into ways of introducing a way again to do staking on a decentralized scale. So it doesn't matter if you're from the US or if you're from Canada, if you're from Europe or anywhere in the world, you can participate on staking on the decentralized exchange. But that again requires us to do more things to be able to put it out there. More partnerships.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Yeah. So I think, is there any other questions?
Yes. How many questions did you ask me to pick? 10?
You can pick 10 best questions or member of the audience to reward for good questions. You can don't choose now. You can take a look and to see there's any like a good question have been asked and you feel it's very like very promising. Yeah, you can choose number 5 or 10. Yeah, you can choose.
Yeah,
choose
I
them
think
yourself.
5 would be good because there are so many questions, and I really do want to read all the questions after AMA.
Yeah, I mean that you don't have to choose now. You can like take a look first. Yeah, then you can decide later. Okay.
After the AMA.
So yeah, so I think that's pretty much all of it, and I hope all the online audience and the viewers is enjoying our AM sections with Sologenic, and keep visit BitForex and Sologenic for the updates on the cryptocurrency world. And please use Sologenic DEX for fast and secure transaction on the XRP Ledger. So I think this is really promising. This is very exciting. Based on the whole industry, blockchain world is growing very, very fast. And I think there's more potential value for us to develop together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jason. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Thank you.